Today, we're diving into a story from the Quran about a people, a whole civilization that got so lost in their own success that they were literally wiped from the face of the earth. The only thing left? Their name, left behind as a lesson for all time. Okay, let's get into it.
This question right here is at the absolute heart of their story. It's a pretty chilling thought, isn't it? That the best things you have, the greatest gifts, could actually lead to your downfall, especially if you forget where they came from.
All right, so let's meet the people we're talking about, the People of Rass. You can translate that as the people of the well. And that name tells you pretty much everything you need to know. Their whole world, their culture, their survival, it all revolved around one single thing.
Yeah, the name itself is the key. Rass literally just means a deep well. And this wasn't just some well in the middle of town. No. This was the center of their universe. It was their identity. Everything they were, everything they had came bubbling up from its depths.
And you know, because of this, well, life was good. I mean, really good. They had it all. Water that never ran out, fields that were always green, healthy animals. They were incredibly wealthy. Life for them was just easy, comfortable.
But you knew there was a but coming, right? This is where the whole story takes a really dark turn. All that prosperity, all that ease, it didn't make them thankful. Just the opposite. It started to corrupt them. And that gratitude they should have had, it curdled into this really dangerous arrogance.
And here it is. This was the fatal mistake. They started looking at the blessing, the well, and they began to worship it. They completely forgot about the one who gave them the well in the first place. The gift itself became their god.
So, a prophet was sent to them with a really simple message. Hey, worship God. The well is just a gift from him. But look at their reply. It's just pure defiance, completely materialistic. They're basically saying, nope, the well is our God. This thing right here that we can see and touch, this is what matters.
In this question, wow, this just shows you how deep the arrogance went. They actually mocked the prophet. They couldn't imagine anything being more powerful than the physical well that gave them everything. They were just completely blinded by what they had.
So they didn't just reject the message. It wasn't enough to ignore the truth. They decided that the messenger himself had to be silenced for good. And this is the point of no return.
Their plan was just so cold and calculated. They tricked him, lured him out at night. They ambushed him right there, next to the very well they worshipped. And then they threw him in. They used their God as a tomb for the man of God. Just think about that.
And with that one act, they threw the voice of truth into the darkness. In that moment, they must have thought they'd won. They got rid of the problem, right? They had protected their way of life. Oh, they had no idea how wrong they were.
Because here's the thing, you can't murder the truth and just walk away. The consequences for their crime came fast, and it all started with the very thing they put all their faith in.
This quote just perfectly sums up what happened next. Their god, the well, was a false god, and as it started to die, all their hopes, their security, their entire world, it all started to die right along with it.
And look how quickly it all fell apart. First, the water just stopped coming. The well started to dry up. And without water, what happens? The fields turn to dust, the animals die, and pretty soon every single home is filled with nothing but thirst, hunger, and absolute terror.
It was only then, when they had absolutely nothing left, that it finally clicked. The light bulb went off. They looked at their useless dry well, and they understood their horrific mistake. The well wasn't their God. But you know what? By then, it was way too late.
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most chilling part of their story. The final judgment, and the reason their tale is still told today.
You can just imagine the panic. They tried to run. The whole community just abandoned their dead city and tried to escape, but there was nowhere to go. A terrifying punishment came down and just engulfed them, wiped them out, leaving nothing.
And this detail, this is what gives me chills. After everything was gone, the people, the city, the wealth, the well, only one single thing was left behind. Their name, the people of the well, preserved forever in Scripture.
The source actually explains this terrifying finality. There's a principle here. When you commit a crime that heinous against a messenger of God, your entire identity is erased. Your history, your legacy, gone. You don't get to be a memory. You become a lesson.
And so their story isn't really just about them, is it? It's a mirror. It forces us to look at our own lives and ask a really tough question. What are the gifts we have? Our money, our jobs, our technology, our status? What are the wells that we're in danger of worshiping, forgetting the true source of all our blessings?